Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're decoding the biological truth behind a feeling I know we've all experienced. We're going to look at exactly why you feel completely drained after a night out, even when you did absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. Seriously, get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about your own exhaustion. So let's just dive right in. Have you ever had one of those mornings where, after a night out with friends, you wake up feeling like you've literally been hit by a truck? And the crazy part is, you didn't even touch a single drop of alcohol. Your brain feels like it's wrapped in cotton wool, your patience is hovering at an absolute zero, and honestly, just the mere thought of talking to another human being makes you want to crawl into a soundproof bunker for a week. Now, society loves to slap labels on this feeling, right? They call it being antisocial or flaky, but the biological reality is completely different. Your brain is actually sending you a very loud, very persistent signal that it's in the middle of a major systems failure. You aren't just tired, you're experiencing a true social hangover. And believe it or not, this is actually a sign that your neural architecture is operating at a much higher resolution than the people around you. Let's get into the hardware behind this in Section 1, your overclocked mirror neurons, and the high-stakes computational marathon happening in your head. For most people, a party is just a party, but 30%. That number right there is the absolute key to your exhaustion. You aren't tired because you're inherently shy. You're exhausted because your brain is literally processing 30% more sensory data than everyone else in the room. What other people just brush off as background noise, your high IQ brain is actively processing as critical survival data. And this all really comes down to your mirror neuron system. Think of this as the neural framework that lets you simulate and feel what others are feeling in real time. Well, yours is essentially overclocked. Every single micro-expression you see, every tiny shift in someone's tone, and every fake smile flashing across the room, it isn't just something you casually notice. Your brain literally has to actively simulate it. It turns every single social interaction into a deeply demanding biological event. To put that into perspective, think of the mechanical difference like this. While the average brain at that party is comfortably taking in social info by, sipping from a straw, your advanced neural operating system is desperately trying to drink from a fire hose of non-stop social data. It's an incredible feat of processing for sure, but man, it comes at a steep physiological price. Which brings us to Section 2, the toxic glutamate sludge. This is exactly what happens when your high-performance engine overheats. So when you run that high-resolution scan of reality, your prefrontal cortex burns through glucose like an absolute furnace. Let's walk through how this metabolic crash builds up step by step. First, you've got the intense social scanning. You're taking in all that data. Second, to actually handle this, your prefrontal cortex starts burning massive amounts of glucose for energy. Third, all this intense thinking creates a chemical byproduct called glutamate, and that begins to build up. And finally, step 4, the metabolic exhaust crash. Literally, by the time you get home, your brain is practically swimming in exhaust. Let's zoom in on that byproduct for a second, glutamate. Now, in small doses, glutamate is perfectly fine. It's entirely normal. But after hours of this high-stakes social processing marathon, it builds up into a literal toxic sludge in your brain. This buildup is exactly why, after a long event, making even the simplest decision, like what to eat for dinner, or, just answering a basic text message, suddenly feels like a life-or-death crisis. Your whole system is just completely bogged down. Now, you might be asking yourself, wait, why don't I notice this happening until it's way too late?
Well, that leads perfectly into Section 3, the acetylcholine trap, and why you crash without warning.
You really have to notice the stark contrast in neurochemistry here. Extroverts, they operate on quick burst and reset hits of dopamine. It keeps them buoyant, refreshed, ready for more. But if you fall into that highly observant, silent savage kind of category, your brain relies heavily on a different chemical, acetylcholine. Acetylcholine rewards deep, long-burn focus. It's fantastic for keeping you highly on and observant for extended periods. But there's a huge catch. It doesn't give you any warning signals to stop. It just keeps burning and burning until you hit a complete, unavoidable system crash. So, what happens next? Section 4, emergency thermal cooling. Let's reframe that 48-hour recovery. You know when you suddenly just want to Irish exit a party or literally lock your doors the entire next day? Your brain isn't being mean or antisocial. Actually, a specific part of your brain called the anterior insula is taking over. It's executing what neuroscientists call social resource optimization. Think of this as your brain performing emergency thermal management. It actively shuts down your social monitoring systems and forces you into solitude so it can finally cool down and clear out all that toxic glutamate sludge we talked about earlier. 48 hours. That's how long this can take. This necessary neurological maintenance is absolutely not a luxury, and it is definitely not you being lazy. It can literally take a high-functioning brain up to 48 hours of total isolation to fully complete this biological clearing process. You simply need that time to return to your baseline. So, the very next time someone tells you to just push through it at a crowded event, I want you to remember these hard biological truths. Number 1, you aren't broken, and you certainly aren't boring. Number 2, you simply run a much more advanced, high-resolution operating system. Number 3, your desire for solitude is a hardwired neurological necessity. And lastly, your isolation is exactly how you protect the very architecture that makes you so incredibly resilient and observant in the first place. I absolutely love this quote from the source material, and I really want you to internalize it. It goes, "Stay sharp, stay savage, and never let a mask rewrite your reality." Seriously, we need to stop apologizing for the way our biology operates. Your ability to read a room like that, it's a superpower. But every superpower requires a specific kind of maintenance. So please, don't let societal pressures force you to ignore your brain's very real, very biological needs. So I'll leave you with this final thought today. Are you currently in a social recovery phase, hiding out in your bunker trying to clear out that glutamate? Or are you out there right now, the one who clearly sees the puppet strings of micro-expressions at the party? Let me know. We decode these fascinating truths of the mind here on this explainer every single week. Until next time, protect your peace and protect your mind.